An alien fish, a deep-sea creature, has been discovered 20,000 leagues under the sea. Scientists in Australia traveled to new depths to witness a world never previously seen with human eyes. Then alien fish were discovered 20,000 leagues under the sea. That's about 3.5 miles down. Researchers from Australia went deeper than scuba divers and submarines could. Cameras descended 3.6 miles below the surface to explore the chilly seafloor under great pressure. There are wonderful things that live in the twilight zone with bioluminescence, light, and big fangs, said Diane Bray, Senior Collections Manager at the Museum Victoria Research Institute in Australia, told Fox Weather. And she said, the deep sea is our least known environment and we captured just a tiny amount. The twilight zone is situated on gigantic, ancient volcanoes that have become seamounts that are 40 to 120 million years old. The largest mountains in Australia can be 42 miles across, above or below the sea. However, the only surface evidence of them is the tiny tippy-top Christmas and Coco Keeling Islands. The area was recognized as one of Australia's newest marine parks in March. And the seamounts get studded with these enormous monsters, and yet we know nothing about them, explained Tim O'Hara, chief scientist of the mission before his 35-day journey to the unknown. He said no scientific expedition has been there to look at the biology or the fauna down there, so we'll be the first. They welcome the hitherto unseen blind eel. It has skin that is loose, transparent, and gelatinous. They're also live bearers, so the females give birth to live young. Bray marveled at the oddity in the fish. So they really don't have any dispersal mechanisms. They don't have larvae that get carried around in the current, he said. The blind eel was only one of hundreds of specimens brought back to the Institute by O'Hara and his crew. He said, we expect maybe a third of all the animals that we'll bring back will be new species, said O'Hara. And the tripod fish is Bray's favorite discovery. Those amazing deep sea fishes that stand high up off the seafloor on their long thin fin rays and face into the current to feed, said Bray. They're not just hermaphrodites, they're simultaneous hermaphrodites, so they have a functional ovotestes, which is a pretty interesting reproductive strategy, and a great one for life in the deep sea where animals are rare, he said. So maybe they only have to meet one other fish to mate. The fish have fully developed ovaries and testes, as well as sperm. They cannot inseminate themselves, but they are able to inseminate other tripod fish. The area's distinct oceanography gave rise to species with highly specific characteristics. The Cocos Keeling Islands area is a really interesting area because it receives currents from Africa, from the Western Indian Ocean, and also from the Pacific, Bray says. He says, we're trying to work out what kinds of animals live there that are unique to this region and what animals are fairly widespread. Consider the Sloan viperfish, which has enormous fangs that are noticeable even when its mouth is shut. They have rows of light organs, as well as one on the tip of their long top fin, which they use to lure prey. The slender spine eel can be found amongst pumice stones that are presumably from Krakatoa's 1883 eruption in Indonesia. It has a lengthy tail that can grow to be over 3 feet long. However, the tail is akin to a thread. The whole creature weighs less than 2 ounces. When out of water, the poison-tipped spines of the pancake sea urchin flatten out like a pancake. In order to better understand the world that humans and other creatures share, as well as how to cohabit with nature, the Institute gathers DNA before mapping and tracing the biogeography and evolution of the species. So it's a really important role. That's something that museums alone are capable of doing. There are still parts of the world that are completely unknown, said O'Hara. This is like the Wild West of Australia. It's an unknown territory, and so to be the first person or the first group of people to go there and explore this area in detail is a privilege. It's a very exciting endeavor, he said. and with the aid of sophisticated multi-beam sonar and cameras, the team surveyed the ocean floor. Samples were gathered using nets and sleds, which are now being examined. This is by Great Game India. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.